Russia makes advances in Kupiansk, Kiev responds with counterattack. In a significant military development, Russia has launched a robust offensive in the town of Kupiansk, prompting Ukraine to deploy strategic reserve forces from its 10th Corps to reinforce defensive positions and ready a counterattack. According to the latest report from the Russian Ministry of Defense, on the night of August 1, Ukraine made another attempt to target a Russian naval vessel escorting a civilian cargo ship in the southwestern Black Sea. The Ukrainian attack involved an unmanned boat, but the vigilant crew of the Russian ship swiftly detected and neutralized the threat. Despite these escalations, Ukrainian military efforts to breach Russian defenses in several southern directions, including Donetsk, Krasny Liman, Zaporizhia, Kupiansk, and Donetsk, have thus far proved unsuccessful. In the Donetsk sector, Russian defensive units, aided by air support and artillery, effectively repelled no less than 12 waves of Ukrainian attacks near key locations such as Berestyvoy, Spornoye, Severnoye, Staromykhailovka, Marinka, and Krasnogorovka. Furthermore, Ukrainian forces encountered resistance near Chasiv Yar, Belaya Gora, Krasnogorovka, Kurdyumovka, and Dzerzhinsk. Of note, Ukraine suffered substantial losses, totaling 295 soldiers, 2 tanks, 3 armored combat vehicles, 4 trucks, 1 U.S.-manufactured M777 howitzer, 1 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzer, in addition to 2 D-20 howitzers and 1 D-30 howitzer. In a southern Donetsk sector, Russian defense forces, backed by substantial air power and heavy artillery, effectively thwarted a Ukrainian offensive near Yerozhanoye, Donetsk. This operation resulted in incapacitating around 210 Ukrainian troops and destroying 3 armored combat vehicles, 3 motor vehicles, 1 Krab self-propelled howitzer, made in Poland, and 1 wheeled self-propelled Bogdana howitzer. Moving to the Zaporizhia direction, Ukrainian attacks were met with proactive measures from Russian defense units, bolstered by air force and artillery support, leading to the repulsion of 4 consecutive Ukrainian assault waves near Rabotino and Pyatakotki. Notably, an ammunition depot belonging to Ukraine's 15th National Guard Division was targeted and destroyed near Malaya Tokmachka. Ukraine experienced considerable losses in the Zaporizhia sector, including 220 soldiers, 1 tank, 2 armored combat vehicles, and 2 motor vehicles. Advancements were also noted in the Kupiansk direction, where Russia's Zapad group of forces managed to gain ground in areas such as Novorossiysk in Lugansk and Timkovka in the Kharkiv region. These gains have led to improved tactical positioning for Russian forces. Further confrontation ensued, as 2 Ukrainian attacks led by the 25th Infantry Division were repelled near Novorossiysk in Lugansk. Russian Air Force and artillery strikes targeted Ukrainian assets in various locations, including Timkovka, Kotlyarevka, and Pershatravnyevoy in the Kharkiv region, as well as Novorossiysk and Artyomovka in Lugansk. Ukraine reported significant losses in the Kupiansk direction, including 40 soldiers, 2 armored combat vehicles, 2 motor vehicles, 1 Grad multiple launch rocket system, 1 Krab self-propelled howitzer, made in Poland, 2 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzers, 1 Nona self-propelled mortar, 1 MSTAS self-propelled howitzer, and 1 MSTAB howitzer. In the Krasny Liman sector, the central group of Russian forces, with the support of ground troops and artillery, managed to repel a Ukrainian attack near Novovodinoye in Lugansk. Additionally, Russian forces initiated a comprehensive artillery assault against Ukrainian units near Torskoy and Grigorovka in Donetsk, as well as Chervenaya Dubrova in Lugansk. Ukraine sustained notable losses of 115 soldiers, 4 armored combat vehicles, 3 motor vehicles, 1 U.S.-manufactured M777 howitzer, 1 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzer, and 1 D-30 howitzer. In the Kherson direction, it was reported that 45 Ukrainian soldiers were effectively cut off from battle, leading to the destruction of 3 motor vehicles, 1 Akatsiya self-propelled howitzer, and 3 MSTAB howitzers. Russian forces also managed to disable 96 Ukrainian artillery units across various battlefields, along with multiple personnel and assets in 118 distinct areas. Additionally, Ukraine's 15th National Guard Division suffered a direct hit on its command post near Orakov in the Zaporizhia region. Furthermore, ammunition and fuel depots belonging to Ukraine's 60th Motorized Brigade were targeted and destroyed near Ogortsovo in the Kharkiv region and Druzhkovka in Donetsk. Russian air defense systems successfully intercepted and downed 12 rounds fired by HIMARS launchers. Since February 24, 2022, Russia's military campaign has resulted in the destruction of significant Ukrainian military assets, including 458 aircraft, 245 helicopters, 5,430 UAVs, 427 anti-aircraft missile systems, 11,084 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,142 self-propelled artillery units, 5,719 cannons and howitzers, and 12,020 specialized military vehicles.
OPEC oil production witnesses sharp decline of 900,000 barrels per day in July. Bloomberg report. According to a recent report by Bloomberg, OPEC's oil production experienced a significant drop, marking the most substantial decrease in 3 years. This decline can be attributed to Saudi Arabia's decision to implement deeper production cuts in support of crude oil prices. The survey conducted by Bloomberg revealed that OPEC's output decreased by 900,000 barrels per day, BPD, in the previous month, averaging at 27.79 million barrels of oil per day. This reduction is the most significant since 2020, when OPEC initiated production cuts in response to the global impact of COVID-19, including lockdowns and reduced demand. The survey data indicated that Riyadh, in particular, successfully executed a substantial portion of the planned production cut. In July, Saudi Arabia reduced its daily production to 9.15 million barrels of oil per day, responding to sluggish economic indicators in China and concerns of a potential recession in the United States. The survey also highlighted declines in output for Nigeria and Libya, amounting to 130,000 barrels of oil per day and 50,000 barrels of oil per day, respectively. Market analysts anticipate that Riyadh will officially extend these measures into September in the upcoming days. Notably, a Bloomberg report referenced data from tanker tracking, revealing a 7-month low in shipments from Russia, OPEC's key crude oil-producing ally, at slightly below 3 million barrels per day. In the previous month, Riyadh announced an extension of its voluntary crude oil output reduction of 1 million barrel of oil per day, extending it into August. In a synchronized move, Russia declared a 500,000 barrels of oil per day decrease in its exports for the same month. Together, these reductions will account for a 1.5% decrease in global oil supply. On August 4, both countries will co-chair a virtual assessment of market conditions involving key OPEC+ nations. Furthermore, the full OPEC+ alliance, comprised of 23 nations including the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, and its allies such as Russia, is scheduled for a comprehensive meeting in late November, as stated in the report. OPEC+ had initially agreed in October to reduce its output by approximately 2% in relation to global demand from November onward until the conclusion of 2023. Subsequently, the group decided to implement further production curbs in an effort to stabilize and balance oil prices. In response to tightening global supplies, oil prices have rebounded and reached a 3-month high, surpassing $85 per barrel. As of Wednesday, Brent crude futures were traded at $84.26 per barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate (WTI) futures were observed to be trading at over $80 per barrel.